8:14 right now. Well, whether you're buying or selling a home, finding the right realtor could mean saving thousands of dollars. But it's not always easy finding a reliable realtor. Shari Olefson is a lawyer and author of Foreclosure Nation, and she's joining us this morning with some insight. Shari, good morning. Good to see you again.
Thanks.
First of all, what questions should you ask someone before you hire them as a realtor?
Well, the traditional questions, John, are things like how many years have you been in the business? How many years has your company been open? How long have you been with the company? Is there a lot of turnover?
That makes a difference.
Right, and what kind of experience do you have in the neighborhood where I'm looking and the price range that I'm looking? You also want to ask a new question now because Florida law actually has changed and there are 3 types of agents. You can be working with an agent who's a transaction agent or a single agent or actually no agency at all. And the responsibility that that agent has to you differs depending on the relationship. So you want to ask and understand that piece too.
Boy, what you don't know could hurt you in this case also. All right, so what should you look for to know that a realtor has a proven track record?
Well, that's especially important in today's market, probably the most important thing, because remember, when you're working with realtors, you're dealing with people who are being paid by commission.
Right.
So they only get paid if you do a deal. And in today's market, you may want to really take your time before you do that deal. So it's important to make sure you're working with someone who values long-term relationships and who delivers what they promise. You want to ask questions that will shed light on that, like, what percentage of your business comes from repeat customers? How many of your listings have you actually sold percentage-wise? And how close do you come from the list price to the asking price? In other words, do you actually deliver what you're promising to these sellers?
What are the biggest mistakes to avoid?
I would say from a seller standpoint, the biggest mistake is you don't want to list with the realtor who tells you the highest listing price. And don't be fooled by all of those yard signs, because that doesn't mean that those homes are actually selling. From a buyer standpoint, you want to be very careful who you're telling what to. So, for example, you wouldn't want to have a conversation with the listing agent about how high you would go in your price, because that agent doesn't necessarily have responsibilities to you.
Be careful with whom you schmooze. Thank you again for being here, Shari.
Sure.
We'll see you next time. And next Wednesday, Shari will be back with tips on finding a reliable lawyer. Another very good thing to know something, 1 or 2 things about. If you have a question, email us at fox29morningnews@wflx.com. Roxanne, back over to you.
Here's a good